Everybody, welcome back again. This is Rocky here, and I'm going to continue on with part two of my tennis life lesson series. So, lesson 6 is 1 point at a time. I pretty much hinted to this with my last principle called There's Always Hope, but this one is really just being present in the moment. This is very difficult because when you miss an easy shot, you feel like that your whole world's coming apart, that this you just wish you could have changed things back. I've had so many, actually a few times, and I've had a lot of times where I've missed opportunities to win a match because I either missed a net shot on match point or set point and the guy came back and beat me. I've had stuff like that, and that stuff can be very frustrating to deal with. So the key idea here is just to focus on 1 point at a time and realize that all you can do is give it your all, your best, and just be present. You can't change the past shot. You can only focus on this shot now. Don't worry about the future shots. Focus more on what you're going to do in this shot, in this next outcome that you're going to do here. And I think that's a really important lesson in life, is that it doesn't matter what you've done in the past, good or bad. It doesn't matter if you've hit a tweener, that you ripped a winner. It doesn't matter how many good shots you've had, how many bad shots you've had. It's this shot right now that counts. It's always this shot right now, because the present moment is where life is happening. The past is a memory. The future doesn't exist yet, so we have to be at the point where we actually exist now. So that's where we focus on 1 point at a time. It also helps to not overwhelm you so much. If you have so many things to do, if you have like a marathon match, it's like, oh, I'm so tired. I have 6 more games left. I'm just so tired. Just focus on the 1 point. Break it down. Keep it simple. If you worry about trying to build a mansion, that's going to be intimidating. But if you focus on one brick, if you focus on one step at a time, one shot at a time, it really makes all the difference in your mental well-being and also your performance. Lesson 7 is use your strengths. To use your strengths, you first have to know what your strengths are. With this, I recommend you journal, have a coach point them out to you, or just basic self-reflection. I think for me, my strengths were, I had a pretty decent forehand, but my backhand was really good. I was able to hit a really nice, short cross-court backhand that would really pull my opponents off the court. And I also have to recognize my weaknesses too. So I was a really good grinder, really good at staying at the baseline, just grinding back there. I had a good forehand and backhand. It was really awesome, but my net game was very bad. So I used my strengths, and I avoided my weaknesses in the match. But when I practiced, like on my own with my coach, I would work on my weaknesses, but I would also work on my strengths as well to balance those out. Which brings me to lesson 8. Attack your opponent's weaknesses. You want to use your strengths to attack your opponent's weaknesses. That's the key idea. And I think I've learned this the hard way, because I've lost some matches because I would hit every ball to the guy's forehand and I would lose the match. And it's kind of dumb to think about it now, but it is a lesson that you have to learn, is that if you want to win, you have to attack your opponent's weaknesses. And that's kind of what you have to do, and you have to find that out. How are you going to find that out? You have to examine, you have to observe in the warm-up. Observe, like, just hit it down the middle. Do they prefer a forehand or a backhand? How well did they handle slice? How well are the high balls? What's their weaknesses? How are they winning most of these points? You have to ask yourself these questions. You can ask them during the match, or you can ask them during like a break. But it's important to analyze but don't overanalyze. That's what my coach got on me on too, was that I was overanalyzing things, and that can also get in the way as well. So you want to attack your opponent's weaknesses, just keep it simple. Lesson 9 is keep a cool head. Like I said before, it's important to be calm, be rational, to not let little things bother you. If you're going to let you missing an easy ball affect you, it's going to ruin the whole match, because you can't fully perform your best when your mind isn't in the now. You can't perform the best when your mind is in some other place that is not now. If you're in the past, which is where anger is typically, it's an emotion based on the past. And if you have a cool head, you're able to be in the now, and you're able to use your energy wisely. Lesson 10 is be a good sportsman. So I think we're playing a game, right? That's what we're doing. It's a game that somebody invented, somebody made up. Like the rules, tennis is just an idea. If you think about it, it's a court. I forgot what material that the court's made of, but grass court, clay court. It's just, if it's a grass court, it's just grass with painted lines on it. It's important that you not take it so seriously. That's what I did in my youth, is I took the game seriously to where I would get really mad and angry, for losing shots and matches. And it's important that you just kind of remember that it's part of life. Losing is part of life. Also, so is winning, if you keep going at it. But the real loss is not being a good sportsman, and a real winner is someone who's a good sports person. So it's important to be a good sports person, a sportsman, have that sportsmanship. It's really important because it's about your character. At the end of the day, life is about building your character. And that's it for this video here. Thanks so much again for watching. I look forward to posting more videos in the future about tennis and about more specific tips. I know this is kind of like general outlines of these lessons, but hopefully I'll go into more of them specifically in depth in future videos. Thank you so much again. You have a wonderful day, and peace.